Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, राधा माधव की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजगाचार्य ष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् चरणारविंद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayadmodirai Nashtaprayestu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Yamsyanubhavamakilam sutisaramekam adhyatmadipamatitirsatam tamundam samsarina karunaya purana guhyam tam vyasasunam payami gurur muninam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27, Attack by Chandavega on the city of Puranjana, text number 8. Sapanchalapati putran pitrivamsa vivardhanan dharai samyojayamasa duhe sadrisair baraihi sapanchalapati putran pitrivamsa vivardhanan dharai samyojayamasa duhe sadrisair baraihi Sapanchalapati putran pitrivamsa vivardhanan dharai samyojayamasa duritri sadrisair baraihi
Sapanchalapati putra
Pitrivamsa vivardhana Dharai samyojayamasa Duhetri sadrisair barai Sapanchalapati putra Pitrivamsa vivardhana Dharai samyojayamasa Duhetri sadrisair barai Sapanchalapati putran Pitrivamsa vivardhana Dharai samyojayamasa Duhetri sadrisair barai Saha hi Panchalapati, the king of Panchala, Putran, sons, Pitrivamsa, paternal family, Vivardhanan, increasing, Dharaihi, with wives, Samyojayam asa, married, Duhitrihi, daughters, Sadrisaihi, qualified, Baraihi, with husbands. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After this, King Puranjana, king of the Panchala country, in order to increase the descendants of his paternal family, married his sons with qualified wives and married his daughters with qualified husbands. Please repeat. After this, King Puranjana, king of the Panchala country, in order to increase the descendants of his paternal family, married his sons with qualified wives and married his daughters with qualified husbands. Purport. His Divine Grace, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. According to the Vedic system, everyone should marry. Period. One has to accept a wife because a wife will produce children, and the children in their turn will offer foodstuffs and funeral ceremonies so that the forefathers, wherever they may live, will be made happy. The offering of the oblations in the name of Lord Vishnu is called Pindo Daka, and it is necessary that the descendants of a family offer Pinda to the forefathers. Not only was Puranjana, the king of Panchala, satisfied in his own sex life, but he arranged for the sex life of his 100, 1,100 sons and 110 daughters. In this way, one can elevate an aristocratic family to the platform of a dynasty. It is significant in this verse that Puranjana got both sons and daughters married. It is the duty of a father and a mother to arrange for the marriage of their sons and daughters. That is the obligation in Vedic society. Sons and daughters should not be allowed freedom to intermingle with the opposite sex unless they are married. This Vedic social organization is very good in that it stops the promulgations of illicit sex life or Varna Sankara, which appears under different names in this present day. Unfortunately, in this age, although the father and mother are anxious to get their children married, the children refuse to get married by the arrangement of the parents. Consequently, the number of Varna Sankara has increased throughout the world under different names. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksu Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtan Stapitan Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vikshakripa Sindho Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinim Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Simate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Pancha Kalpataru Vaksha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namah Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is a clear picture about the present society and how society in the Vedic system would perform regarding marriage. It was a very successful institution. In Satya Yuga, If we see back, in the time of all the great sages, saints, rishis, munis, they would not marry. There was no marriage institution that time. The women would come to the hermitage of the sages and would serve whatever they would require in the ashram. Even today, in some place in Chitrakoot in India, the sadhus, the follower of Lord Ramachandra, is the very renounced sadhu. They live on a loincloth, some thin gamsa, and that's it. They have a cave underneath the land, which is so hot outside. So they make a big, deep hole inside the land, and it's very cool all the time. And they have a cow. They never take care of a cow. They never ever milk the cow. They do not do nothing. Every morning before sadhu wake up, ladies from the society would come and clean the yard, milk the cow, feed the cow, do everything, and she goes. The sadhu come out and do his duty, japa, and everything goes like that. And that sadhu told me, you stay here. I was going with a big van when we were distributing books and distributing. He says, what is the use of selling this book? Don't forget about this business. You stay here and then do bhajan. And sadhu, he was renounced and he was very good, but he did not understand the mission of Srila Prabhupada, that distributing book can bring the whole world into this bhakti, not for only me and him. So the ladies would come to the ashram of the sadhu saint, and then they do the service and go. And as per necessary, they would have children from such women, and they would train, and then the society would go. But later on, when time was changing and people started slowly becoming polluted, and some people started stealing those wives who would serve particular sadhus. And in order to stop that kind of illicit relationship among the saintly people, in order to stop the defaming of this Sanatan Dharma, then they established the marriage principle. They introduced Yajna. And in order to perform Yajna, a priest must have a wife, qualified wife. That system was introduced later on in different ages. And when they were legally married and then performing Yajna, then people would more trained and restrict, and they would not do like that. And this concept of arranged marriage come, that when girls are grown up, they turn into the puberty age and they would marry early age. Nowadays it become illegal to do so. So this is how things are coming, and they would be well trained at home by their mother, by their father, and they would be really very nice, cultural, very respectful, very trained, very knowledgeable girls. And yeah, arranged marriage would be there, but in the present society, it is completely destroyed. Not only in the West, also in the East. Almost is something is there remnant, but actually this is completely collapsed. So that was the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this mission, Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan mission, giving up all these Vedic processes. So I would like to still continue about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glorification. We are still 1 day, 2 days behind. Behind or ahead? After Chaitanya Gaura Purnima. It's very relevant to talk about him, because for the devotee of Gaudiya Vaishnava, more than Krishna Janmashtami, this Gaura Purnima is important for us. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that one cannot approach Krishna or worship Krishna unless one is completely free from all these vices of the Kali Yuga. One has to be completely free, Muktanam apidur Muktanam api yuktanam. Those who are completely free from all this greed, everything, all these qualities, then they can worship Radha Krishna. You need to be really qualified. Big qualification is required to worship Radha Krishna. Also say the same thing. But when we come talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he does not consider any qualification of a practitioner. No matter one is purified or not, no matter one is free from illusion or not, no matter one is doing austerity or not, no matter one is coming from the Brahmin or not, all these qualifications are not considered in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So in the Gaura Purnima time, there are so many names of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he composed 108 names of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, according to his different qualities and pastimes. Among them, very few names, like 5-6 names, are very popular. When he was born, in Navadvip, people would call him Nimai. Yeah. Nim is a tree, is a plant. Everybody know Nim. Nim toothpaste, Nim tree, Nim oil. Damodar Prabhu always look for Nim oil. Anyone who is born under the tree of a Nim is called Nimai. And this name was given to him by Sita Devi Thakurani, who was the wife of Advaita Acharya. She was the nurse. Because that time there would not be a nursing home. So actually when we say one of the seventh mother, actually the word nurse is not the hospital nurse. The nurse is the lady who personally assists delivery the baby and feed her breast before the mother. So that mother is considered another mother, one of the seventh mother. And she is actually nursing, she does. In our society it's called Dhai Ama. Ama means mother. Dhai means another mother. Right. Then later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also known as Gaura Hari, popularly known as Gaura Hari in Navadvip. Everybody say Gaur, Jai Hari, Gaura Hari. Gaur means what? No. Yes, golden white complexion. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth, he engaged everyone in chanting the holy name. How? Do you know? Because eclipse, yes. She said there was eclipse, and the tradition in West Bengal or in India, when eclipse comes, people go to take bath in Ganges and holy rivers. And while chanting the name and while taking bath, everybody take the name of God. Hari, Hari, go, Hari, Hari, like that. And there was all arrangement by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When the eclipse, moon was telling that moon looks very beautiful in the full moon. Bright full moon, so beautiful. People use moon as a simile to describe somebody's beauty, love. You are like moon, my dear love. Like that. And moon was thinking that in front of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Supreme Personality of God himself, if people compare me with the Lord, then this is not very good thing. Please kindly cover my beauty, so that everybody focus on one moon, Chaitanya Chandra. So that was how there was eclipse under the request of moon, and on the day of Gaura Purnima, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, there was moon eclipse, so that everybody could focus on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the mission of Mahaprabhu is to engage everyone in chanting the holy name of God. There may be an internal, external, But for us, he wanted everyone to chant the name of God, so that from the very beginning he would cry and cry and cry, and he would never stop with any efforts until some people would say, Hari, Hari. He would stop crying. And then when he would stop crying and people would stop chanting Hari, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would again continue crying. And people would again say Hari, and he would stop. And this would go on and on and on, and 24 hours they would engage in chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That was the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was not crying for some reason, but he wanted to make people understand that you need to chant Hare Krishna mantra all the time. You need to take the name of Lord at all time. So, in the very first time, the Gaura Purnima was celebrated by the devotee. I don't know if he's Gauridas Pandit or somebody. Chaitanya, the disciple of Gauridas Pandit. Thank you, Prabhu. And that was the festival first time celebrated, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Gaura Purnima festival. But later on, this festival was organized as a big symposium, like a huge festival by Narottam Das Thakur, and he invited all the Vaishnavas, not only Gaudiya Vaishnavas, every Vaishnavas on the planet, on that area, that locality, including Sri Vaishnav, Nimbarka Vaishnav, all Vaishnavas, they gathered in the place called Kheturi Gram, right? Kheturi Gram. Very huge festival was organized by Narottam Das Thakur, and there was a great Vaishnavi leaders present there. Who was that? Janava Mata. And she did reunification of all the Vaishnavas together and organized this festival. And in that same memory of Narottam Das Thakur's big organizing this festival, Srila Prabhupada brought this concept of Mayapur festival to organize. The concept and idea is coming from Narottam Das Thakur. So that Prabhupada says, leave aside all your business and come to Mayapur and engage in this Navadip Mandala Parikrama festival and charge your battery and go back to your particular place and start preaching. That is the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And as moon was embarrassed to be very bright and beauty in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada also brought the same idea that he never put himself first in this preaching mission. So never, people do not understand this as Prabhupada mission. People call it as Hare Krishna mission, Hare Krishna movement. So this is how devotees, they always remain behind in order to bring the sign and the glories of God in front line. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, there were great other devotees who were constantly praying for the arrival of the Lord. Like Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur. They actually did not preach because they thought, if we preach, then what is the job, business of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We have to put him front. So that was how this mission was started. And we are very, very fortunate to come under this umbrella of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we are taking the holy name. And in the very beginning, in his early childhood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted like a Nastik, like an atheistic man. When he would see Srivas Pandit, Srivas Thakur, why are you doing this bhakti? Do some job, some business, and make your life easy going, make some money. What is this useless thing you are doing, wasting your time by doing bhakti? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was growing up, he became very expert in Nyaya and logic. He studied all the Vedanta philosophy, and he was very expert logician. No one could stand before him in logic. He would immediately smash them by bringing very logical point in so many things. And at some point, Srivas Pandit, he decided, okay, if you come this way, I will go that way. You do not disturb me, bother me, my devotion. I don't want to return onto your preaching. And all the Vaishnavas were really defeated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time. That is why he is known as Nimai Pandit, because he got very scholarly knowledge, full knowledge. He would defeat anybody else by his knowledge. And all these Vaishnavas, they would think, if this person, this boy, little boy become Bhakta, our Vaishnavism would go skyrocketing. They were actually praying, if this boy comes to our mission, if he becomes a devotee, then wow, we would defeat everybody in this world. So in this way, in so many beautiful ways, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastime, and when different astrologer would come to him and he would say, can you see my future? One very renowned astrologer, very old person, he came and see, and because in that time astrologers would have some perfection. They could see the past. Nowadays, modern astrology does calculation, all this mathematics, which is okay. But in those days, along with those mathematical knowledge, the astrologer would be also siddhis, perfected. And the old astrologer closed his eyes and he says, I could only see Krishna. Krishna come in his mind. So what did you find in your meditation? I don't know what happened to me, but I only see Krishna. I cannot see anything about you in your future. I past, I could not see anything. Do it again. Look again, meditate again. Maybe you are in some distracted or something. The astrologer again saw the same Krishna. I don't know what happened in my, maybe I lost my power, astrological power or something. Yeah, I don't know. And then, okay, no problem. The person you have seen in your meditation is me, but that's okay, no worry. And the astrologer thought, how can I believe that? Because I see you as a Nimai Pandit from the very beginning. You are a little boy here growing up in this Navadvip. That is not possible that you can be a Krishna. It's okay, you don't understand, but you can go ahead, no problem. I can find another astrologer to see who I am. Next astrologer comes. The astrologer also saw the same thing. He said that, I see that you are a cowherd boy and dancing with so many girls. You look a little not what you are looking now. You are very well educated, very well disciplined. But here in my meditation, you look like a herding cow and then dancing with so many girls. He also could not believe that. A second astrologer also could not believe like that, what he saw about him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yeah, that's me. Okay, no problem, fine, thank you. This is how he performed so many pastimes during his childhood life. And he simply, his mission was Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. He wanted to engage everyone in this process of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a devotee. Of course, he was Krishna himself. And he started this Harinam Sankirtan mission all over the world. And he predicted that Prithivite jate adi nagar adi gram sarvatra prachara hoibe mora naam. So the preachers, the devotees who are preaching, actually we are not preaching on our own strength. We do not have any strength, any sakti, any qualification to preach. But this preaching strength is coming from the strength, from the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's strength. He ordered it, that is why it is happening. That was his desire, his order, and because on the strength of his order, devotees are preaching today Krishna consciousness all over the world. And he said that every town and village would be glorify this name of mine. It would be spread all over the world. So half of the job is done by alone by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Half of the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order was carried out alone with the help of so many devotees by Srila Prabhupada. And still, we have so many towns and villages in this world that people have not heard the holy name of Krishna. And this mission will last for thousands of years to come. Prabhupada says at least for my books will be the principle of Dharma, the center of this philosophical discussion, at least for 10,000 years. And we are only here 500 years coming from. So Prabhupada, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that, thinking many, many years to come yet, because Kali Yuga has not yet polluted. Kali Yuga has not yet started yet rapidly, even though we already can see so many bad qualities of Kali Yuga, but this would be 1,000 times doubled. And people would have no hope, nothing. In that time, this Hare Krishna mission would save life of the people, give hope to the people. We can imagine how we are the carrier of this divine mission. You know, one time, Mother Sita, she had a dream in which a renounced, very beautiful, white complexion, golden complexion person leading this chanting of Hare Krishna along with so many followers. And Mother Sita, she shared this dream with Lord Ramachandra. My dear Lord, I do not have anyone in my mind other than you, but why do I have this dream in my mind that I see someone as a very golden complexion, renowned sannyasi doing this Harinam Sankirtan along with so many people? Then Lord Ramachandra says, yes, this is me, then I am going to come after Krishna. This would happen in future, in Kali Yuga. This is what we are going to do. And Radharani had the same dream with Krishna too. And Radharani, yes, okay, then that would come along with later on. I would come with you. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the mood of his devotees and spreading this Krishna Bhakti and teaching by his example. Before all the Vaishnavas, all the Sampradayas, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Harinam Sankirtan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra was there, is a Vedic mantra. It is not new that he invented and he brought it down to us. It is there in all the scriptures. But people would chant the name of God for the idea of chanting the name was to get free from sinful activities and get some pious deed. That was the whole mood of taking the name of God in those days. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu redefined the meaning of chanting holy name. It's not only for getting rid of our sinful activities, bad karma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, this chanting the name of God can give one prema, love of God. And the holy name is none different from Krishna himself. He introduced these secret things to the people. Abhinnatam nama namini. The name and the person are identical, they are same. So that was the deepest meaning left behind by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his followers. So he stopped doing all this Vedic chanting, all this study of the Vedas, and taking the name. There was like a mixed bhakti. All the Vaishnavas, they would do Vedic study, they would chant Vedic hymns, they would also chant the holy name, they would also do the rituals and everything. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped everything else alone. Holy name is the Kevalam. Harer Nama, Hare Nami Kevalam. Kalo Nastiva 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 Gadiranyatha. Because in this age of Kali, everyone is completely disqualified to become a Brahmana. They do not have any such qualities of a Brahminical qualities, are completely lost. Just like we just read in the purport today that this arranged marriage system is lost. People intermingle before marry and do all kind of things, and then they do all kind of things. So in this situation, in order to uplift the consciousness of the people, there is no other way than chanting the holy name of the Lord. It alone can uplift us. Not only uplift, it can make one as a Paramahamsa. It can take one to the topmost position as a greatest Vaishnava, the devotee of the Lord, and gives all kind of perfection. It gives love of Godhead. Mukti is a side effect of bhakti. If one does bhakti, mukti is a side effect. It automatically comes. We don't have to think about it. So attaining Krishna prema, love of Godhead, is really very important. And by establishing our personal relationship with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we need to have some kind of prayer in our heart, in our mind, that, my dear Lord, please give me strength. I am struggling with the weakness I have in my mind. Give me Shakti to overcome this so that I can engage in your bhakti. We are not asking, give me bhakti, give me prema, give me love of God, give me this. No. We pray. Because I know what is my weakness and you know what is your weakness. So when on the day of this Gaura Purnima, or every single day when we chant the holy name, if we pray to the Lord specifically, not in general term, like give me bhakti, give me Shakti so that I can preach like Srila Prabhupada, that's not possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will deny that prayers. Be honest and specify yourself that what is your weak point in your heart, you understand better than anybody else. And when we pray in that mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is very mad, he freely gives that blessings to all of us. So as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was engaged everyone to take the name of Hari from his mouth when he was crying in the baby, if you or me or anybody else, we go out and have other people take the name of Krishna, then that makes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very, very happy. That's why this Prabhupada introduced street Sankirtan. Every day we go out, distribute book, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, have new people take the name of God. This is how we please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We receive his blessings. It's very easy. So as long as we continue doing this, and we get purified from our anarthas, bad things, and our heart becomes more and more clearer and purified, beautiful. And then real attachment arises there. Just like the attachment between newly fallen boyfriend and girlfriend, the love, when they fall in love, how much love they do have, how do they express? The same love arises in our heart for Krishna. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that the way to Vrindavan is not through Delhi, but from Navadvip Mayapur. If we want to reach to Vrindavan, if we want to engage in the pastime of Radha Krishna, yes, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hope for us. Prabhupada says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hope for us. We can involve in Krishna's pastime through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he does not consider any qualifications or anything. So even today, devotees, when they go to India, they first try to go to Mayapur, take blessing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they go to Vrindavan. I think Kirtaneswar Das Brahmachari also did the same thing when he went to Mayapur this time. You did? First you went to Mayapur, yeah. Later on, before you come to America, you went to Vrindavan. Yeah. You received blessings, darshan of Radha Madhav, Radha Syama Sundara, Krishna Balarama, Srila Prabhupada. They don't have Jagannath, right? Did they? No. Yes. And later on, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, his name Mahaprabhu became very famous. When someone is very famous, people call Jagannath. People call Mahaprabhu to Lord Jagannath too. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi started preaching the Krishna Bhakti, and then people started calling him Mahaprabhu. Prabhu is already magnanimous, very powerful. When you become more magnanimous, and very powerful personality, then you become Mahaprabhu. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are the only Vaishnava now in this day and age to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. All the other Vaishnavas, they stuck in their own other different aspect of Narayana. Sri Vaishnava, they like to see the prosperity, the Lord Narayana, all this worshipping with this other difference. But we want to develop personal relationship with God. Personal relationship with God. And propagate this holy name. We do not care for ourselves, but we do care for everybody else. So this mission spreads like that. And we also pray today for our dear Neha. She just left yesterday from this world. We were very fortunate. We were there yesterday and we chanted very nice three devotees. Oh, Chris was there too. And we chanted Narsimha prayers, Hare Krishna mantra. I chanted 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. And she was ready. Her eyes was open, wide open, right? Her eyes was wide open. That this curtain was no more working. She was like focusing, ready to go home, back to God. So when we chant the mantra, then our prayer should be not like I pray today and I forget tomorrow. We need to keep that mood and then continue and look perfection in that prayer. Make that prayer and then see the magic then.
Amazing.
If I have a desire, like I always focus on my bad desire that I have in my heart, my dear Lord, please help me to assist them, to overcome. Why I am not still getting over of it? Many years actually, if I see time, 20 years, but nothing is changing in my heart. All the problem that I had 20 years before is still there. So we need to specify and pray and detect our problem and then pray and develop in Krishna Bhakti. We become successful. Never become proud in doing so. Okay, go ahead. Question answer session.
I have a comment and a question. First comment is that it's amazing when you pray to Lord Chaitanya, Panchatattva, Srimati Radharani.
Oh, sorry, before you, sir, we do not worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone. We always worship with his entourage, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Do you know who gave this mantra for us? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He formulated this mantra, Panchatattva mantra. Go ahead, Prabhu.
So when you pray, sometimes if you really have a sincere prayer, the Lord reciprocates with you so strongly that it's almost like breathtaking. You know, you can't express. It's indescribable how strongly Krishna will reciprocate with you when you have a sincere prayer like that. But also sometimes we pray, you know, Krishna, please help me remove this anartha, and then Krishna does, and you're like, you know, what's happening to me? And you realize, wait a minute, I prayed for this. I asked for this. I'm asking for it. But my question is you mentioned this marriage thing that the sages didn't get married. I have a hard time understanding that, because isn't it that we see that Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa were the first. Shatarupa was the first woman, and Shatarupa was the consort of Swayambhuva Manu, and then they had Akuti, Devahuti, and Prashuti, and they were all married to the sages that were all male sages. There was no women, and so they couldn't populate the earth. They couldn't have progeny. And so then, you know, Prashuti married Daksha, Akuti married Ruchi, and Devahuti married Kardama.
Yeah, that is true. But what I was meant was that the rishis like Sobari, all these rishis, they would have wives, but not like formal married wife. And it is in Manu Samhita. It is written. I was taking from Manu Samhita that then they started having like running away from those Rishi Patni would not formally marry, but they would come and serve, and there is some institution like that. Later on, then they introduced this sacrifice yajna.
Like the yajna form of marriage.
Yajna, yeah, brahmanas, so that they have more respect for the wife and they would not do this. It is all in Manu Samhita. So what is here about creation is different than what I was talking about marriage system.
You're talking more about the ceremonial aspects.
Yes.
Rather than the.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That was Krishna's plan to propagate the population, and yeah. But in Kali Yuga again, this institution is like paralyzed. So the holy name is the only solution, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Any other thing? Anantadev, Prabhu.
I just heard something that Srivastava Prabhupada was interesting. He said, you mentioned how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Vedantist, expert Vedantist in the early days. And we meet people here who are in some Vedanta society in Tucson or something. And they try to preach, but Srila Prabhupada said, if a person realizes his hand is for serving Krishna, he is far, far above any Vedantist.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said also that anyone who comes to the temple and ring a bell, ting, a neophyte person, he is many times higher than a Vedantist too. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our philosophy is like vairagya, a detachment. Do not show up detachment. Keep inside your heart. Have the mood of detachment and preach. If we show externally, then we start thinking, hey, I am great, detached personality, I am great person. Then everybody start glorifying about you, and then you forget to listen. Go ahead.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in Madhurya Kadambini, he explains that the cultivation of renunciation is not favorable for bhakti yoga.
Yes.
So actually, our business isn't to cultivate any type of renunciation. We're just cultivating bhakti.
We are not showing up false detachment. So
Jana yashu vairagyam gyanam chiyadhaitukam. It's a natural result of bhakti.
You know how Chaitanya Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and his wife, they got married. What happened? You want to hear a short, quick story? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was not really interested in marriage. Somehow or other, he got married. And they were like in a honeymoon night, enjoying time. And he was very much attached in studying Bhagavatam. And his wife is there. He started reading Bhagavatam, and wife fell asleep in few minutes. And he keep reading whole night. And next day, same thing happened, continue. And then the wife complained to mother, what happened here? I am wife, or just want to hear to listen Bhagavatam, my husband always read. Then he went to Guru. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur went to Guru. I know that I need to spend some time with my wife, but I keep reading and I forget about it. I forget that I have my wife next to me. And I keep reading and she falls asleep, then I'm so sorry. Then Guru said, then give up marriage and go, you are not meant for marriage. This is how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is. Devotee forget about sense gratification when they are engaged and absorbed in Krishna. This is how it happens. Vairagya comes that way. Not imposing artificially and then, wow, look at him, how detached he is. And everybody like, after you, not after Krishna, and then we become proud, puffed up, and we fall in some time. That's the idea. Last minute question from Mother Sundamini.
Very nice.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Mahaprasadam ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. I'm sorry to continue the same Mahaprabhu story again because
No, good job.
I missed all the previous classes.
No, I gave one time class yesterday, so it must be more.